Oh, we on?
We're on, finally.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sitting here reviewing some notes, and you're back there hustling like crazy here these last 10 minutes because of a little thing we had to get together. But Monday, July 7th, here we are, my man.
That's right, July 7th. Hope everybody out there had a great 4th of July weekend as we celebrate our nation's birth.
Isn't that awesome? Hey, and it's been a toasty one here in the Salt Lake Valley. We're in triple digits already this early in July. As you can see, I'm kind of got a little toasty on my forehead and bald spot back here, buddy.
Is that what that is?
I'm a little tender. I got in the shower and I was like, ooh, and tried to run a little, I was like, that's sensitive. It happens as we get older, huh, man?
Oh, yes, it does.
Well, hey, welcome to the Coach Scott Field Show live from Brave Haven Studios. Got a couple great guests for you tonight. The head coach of Utah State University Eastern, Coach Vando, is going to be live on with us, and a former player of mine out in California, Doug Thomas. I'm so excited. I'm glad you was able to find that video. We're going to play for our audience where that former player of mine broke that world record and jumped over like 13 foot. Huh, buddy?
That's amazing. You think about that, it's like 13
The
feet.
top of the backboard.
I mean, I don't know, depending on his height and stuff.
Yeah.
What his vertical leap
Right.
is, but holy cow, 13 to reach the top of the backboard.
Well, you think
is just
6'9",
it's amazing.
245. So basically, LeBron James's body style to get that much mass up there, that's a powerful young man.
Yeah.
A great work ethic. He's got a great story for you. Doug Thomas is going to be on the show tonight, so we're excited to have that. A lot going on. As you can see, I'm sporting the Active Faith gear tonight. Want to give a shout out to our buddy Anthony Tolliver. They're with myactivefaith.com. With these triple digit, man, this shirt feels so good, my man. And again, I love what it stands for. In Jesus' name I play, the whole mission behind the sportswear I love. So I'm definitely promoting that tonight. Got the wristband on again. But gosh, NBA Summer League in full action now. Started Saturday out in Orlando. Matter of fact, 3 games today were taking place. And the scores from those games this afternoon, the Pacers beat the Celtics 96-77 in Summer League action. In Game 2, Orlando Magic beat the Houston Rockets 87-69. And in the last game of the day, we had Oklahoma City beating the Brooklyn Nets 98-84. A lot of great competitive spirit going on out there. As a matter of fact, Michael Stockton was out there playing this afternoon with Oklahoma City.
Oh, wow.
So, John Stockton having great years here. I believe his son played up there at Westminster. He had a nice little game. I watched him a couple times tonight come down aggressively, get into the paint, draw some contact, dish it off. Kind of had some daddy in him, but he's wearing his shorts a little longer. His shorts are a little bit
His
longer.
dad did wear the short shorts.
he had him going on, but great job and good job, Michael Stockton out there. Pierre Jackson. I want to give a quick shout out to Pierre Jackson. A little bit of background. I met him a couple years ago while he was still at Baylor University. I was doing some work down in Las Vegas, and his AAU coach came up to me and introduced me to him. Thought the world of him. He had a great senior year out there at Baylor. He was drafted last year by New Orleans. It didn't quite work out for him, but he played for the Idaho Stampede in the D-League before he went overseas and played in Turkey. He got traded on draft night to the 76ers, and within 4 minutes, he already had like 7 points Saturday, and he ruptures the Achilles.
Oh, my gosh.
Feels super, super horrible for him. Tough kid. He's going to be a hard worker. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Rebels AAU program down in Las Vegas. Pierre Jackson, just know the Coach Scott Field Show, all of our staff here, our thoughts and prayers are going to you for a speedy recovery. It's the same injury that Kobe Bryant suffered from last year, Bob. And years ago, that was a career ender. But I know how hard and how determined this young man is, and he was finally getting an opportunity to showcase himself. He was getting 50 points a game last year with the Idaho Stampede. So I hope he has a speedy recovery. You hate to see that kind of stuff happen when these guys are competing so hard to try to get invites to come into, to the camp in the fall.
Yeah.
So we wish him well.
Yeah, and I just don't think people realize just how hard it is to get in there. They see these guys, and the young kids out there see these guys and idolize that. But they need to know
It's tough.
It is not a given.
Right. It's not your church league rec ball. You know, these
no.
guys are going at each other hard. It's competitive. Scouts, I mean, when you're looking at Orlando right now, the games are being played live on NBA TV. You know, I recognize a lot of the faces. All your NBA, you know, front office people are there. Your international scouts are there. A lot of your D-League contingency, of course, are there. You know, you going down there, putting together a good 3 or 4 games is the difference between you making $60,000 a year and $600,000 a year.
Right.
That's how hard you're competing, and you're hoping for an invite to get invited to the camps in the fall to maybe earn a roster spot. With these NBA teams, and these guys are getting after it. I'm looking here. University of Arizona's Nick Johnson, the little point guard from Arizona, went undrafted a couple weeks ago, and he had a phenomenal first night down there. And I'm like, Nick, great job. Of course, he got on ESPN because, you know, he had took the strong left-hand dunk against Tim Olbrich, who played the last couple years in Germany. So it's fun for me to watch the names.
Yeah.
And of course, I watch it strategically to see the adjustments that the coaches are making, trying to see the adjustments that the players are making. But I still see them trying to get used to the speed, get used to the athleticism. And again, those guys are going hard. And another guard who I thought had a nice season at the University of Florida, Scott Welbekin, he also was undrafted, but he was doing a nice job and was being steady. And then you look at Shabazz Napier, who won the national championship, who LeBron tweeted, said, hey, we want this guy. I mean, he started off 0 for 7 because I think he felt that pressure. So it's interesting, all the dynamics and all the little side stories that go on with these kids in this competitive environment. It's great to watch, and oh man, I love it. I love this time of year because I'm just one of those hardworking guys trying to get in too. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully we'll find you on a sideline soon.
Oh.
You know, we hope.
Moment of prayer on the Coach Scott Field show.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Moment of silence and prayer.
And speaking of, you know, spirituality, I wanted to share with the viewers, Bob, I've come across, you know, I had the utmost respect for former Indianapolis Colts coach Tony Dungy. He has a series of books that are just phenomenal. I mean, he's comfortable talking about his spirituality. He uses his coaching as a platform to, you know, to do these outreaches. On Twitter, it's like all pro dad that you see. But he has a book, and I was reading this when I was flying to Indiana with my family. It's an interesting read, Bob. I don't talk a lot about the books and stuff, but Tony Dungy, I read this. It's called Uncommon Marriage. And in this book, he and his wife go through, you know, all the changes that where, you know, they go from franchise to franchise when he was just an assistant coach, going from, you know, Pittsburgh to Kansas City to Tampa to Indianapolis. Of course, now him being a broadcaster. But it was interesting to read the spiritual connection and, you know, the communication and stuff and how they tie everything to biblical needs. But I just wanted to share for the viewers out there, Tony Dungy and this series of books called Uncommon are first class, and it is, you know what, everybody spends time in the gym working out, flexing, getting big muscles. Why don't you, you know, get a little brain flex and read and what it takes from these guys. It's great information and quality content. I've got several of his books, and again, this is like the 4th book of his, and my wife got me this one for Father's Day. Of course, The Quiet Strength, and then he had Mentor Leader. I have both of those books. Highly recommend them. Then again, this one here, The Uncommon Marriage, because his wife also talked about, you know, what it was like transitioning. And of course, they had a son who committed suicide, and how they drew on their spiritual strength to get him through that tough time, and how they depended on the church. And I loved it. It was very enriching, you know, to hear and just read that. But he also has a series too. My aunt actually gave me this book while I was in Indiana. He actually wrote them for the churches, and it's called The Uncommon Life. And a great read for any young viewers out there who are wanting to, you know what it's all about. And I just highly encourage it. So I'll get off that pedestal. I feel like Oprah Winfrey on her book club, but I just had to share it because I do believe in his content, and I think it's a quality read for anybody out there in our viewership that has grown, nationally and internationally. And,
Yeah.
and by gosh, isn't it awesome? We are over 10,000 views on CoachScottFields.com now. I believe
Yep.
we're over 10,300 now. And
Right.
I know on your site, we've probably even, have doubled that number.
Yeah,
So
I think
I'm
we're
so humbled.
pretty darn close. And that's the thing, folks. You can find us at CoachScottFields.com. You can find us at BraveHaven.com. You can find us on YouTube under Brave
YouTube
Haven.
channel, yeah.
Or just do a search for Coach Scott Fields Show.
Yeah.
And you'll get the whole playlist there of all the shows. They have past episodes and
You bet.
and the current stuff too.
You betcha. So, wanted to share that real quick. There's so much stuff and information. Our poll question tonight, I put it out on social media and I said, hey, you the viewers, what questions do you have? And I had a handful of questions come back. So I kind of took and combined two different questions that our viewers sent in. So I want to thank Tracy and I want to thank Travis. Something about those T names with our viewers. But anyway, I want to thank those two guys. Their questions were, and let's throw it out there. Maybe we'll get a little response here on Twitter. Maybe we'll get something on Instagram, maybe on Facebook. They say, it's free agency. July 1, the free agency clock starts ticking. Some guys are starting to get some commitments. You hear LeBron James's agent going out, visiting with different franchises, hearing their sales pitch. Gordon Hayward, right here with the Utah Jazz. Where will he end up? Where will LeBron end up? There's a lot of moving pieces right now. The landscape is slowly changing, and players are trying to, put themselves in a position to, one, get the best market value for their career and to take care of their families financially, but yet players are also still trying to align to put themselves in a position to hopefully win a championship and chase a ring. So let's see. Where do you think Gordon Hayward's going to land? Are the Utah Jazz going to match the offers of these other franchises? And are we going to keep him? Is he going to keep a max, a max salary? LeBron James definitely deserves a max contract. How much will the Miami Heat and Pat Riley have to spend to keep him there? And then will that affect Dwayne Wade staying with Miami Heat? Will that affect LeBron? Will it affect Chris Bosh? I'm hearing rumors that Chris Bosh is maybe talking to the Houston Rockets. So, gosh, Bob, there's so much going on. I love it. I absolutely love it. But anyway, we'll have our first guest on the show, Coach Vando, the head coach of Utah State University Eastern. Where do you get him on the show here? And let's hear about him. He's an international coach, one of the first international coaches to come over here and take a junior college or a collegiate position. So it'll be interesting to hear his perspective on, his journey, what he's doing. Of course, my son has signed to go play down there, and we had him on the show when Brandon signed. So it'll be nice to hear from our Brazilian friend, Coach Vando.
Yeah,
so
that'll be great.
We'll get him on there. But also, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors before we do that. Brave Haven Media, right here, the home of Brave Haven Studios, bravehaven.com, 801-738-8697. Give Bob a call. I believe we have a camera on you again tonight, right, buddy?
Yes, we do.
I love it. There he is.
I'm probably going to turn it off because I'm trying to get some other things done, and I probably look like, what's that guy doing? He's not even paying attention to Scott.
You're going 1,000 mile an hour, and you even forewarned me, hey, Scott, I'm going to be real busy back here. So, Coach, so I promised I'd leave you alone, but I still get you involved because I enjoy interaction with you. But anyway, it's great to have you there on the camera. And again, we've listened to the viewership, and people kind of see and put a face to who I'm talking to back there. And that is the owner of Brave Haven Studios, Bob Fitzgerald. So contact him at bravehaven.com. Also, want to give a shout out to Salon Dante, 801-572-8812. Give Kim Fields a call. She will take care of your beauty needs. Let me tell you, she does a great job. And again, MetLife. We actually had our sponsor on here last week, Nick Fitzgerald, 801-999-3773. Give MetLife a call and let Nick Fitzgerald take care of your financial advisory needs. Also, TeamJMP.com, John Madsen Performance, continues to do a great job working with athletes here in the Valley. If you're interested in strength and conditioning and you want to take your strength and nutrition, get a plan together, get you physically stronger, let John Madsen get you right. Look him up on TeamJMP.com. So real quick, Bob, we can take a break. We'll get Coach Vando on the phone, and let's get our first guest of the night on. Okay,
All right,
buddy?
sounds great.
Let's pay the bills.
All right.
Am I back on?
You're back.
Okay, well, hey, real quick, while we try to get Coach Vando from USU Eastern on the phone to be live on the show with us, want to talk a little bit about the NBA and the free agency. Danny Granger has has committed to signing with the Miami Heat. Wow, that's a pretty good steal right there. Coach Kurt Rambis has joined the New York Knicks, and Derek Fisher is the head coach there. Kurt Rambis, a friend of mine, a guy that I've known for a lot of years, is going to be the associate head coach out there at the New York Knicks. Congratulations to Coach Lionel Hollins for landing back on his feet and now becoming the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Bob, I think he's going to do a great job out there. I mean, he did great with Memphis while I was there, set records for, franchise amount of wins with the Memphis team, and I think he's got a good core, and he's got great support from the ownership out there. It's amazing, the whole Jason Kidd story. I don't even want to spend time on that. Of course, he's now going to be the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, so that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But again, some of these free agents, I saw that Channing Frye has got a commitment now with the Orlando Magic. So congratulations to the Orlando Magic to get a stretch four who can step out and shoot it and do a great job. But then also Josh McRoberts also signs with the Miami Heat, leaving the Charlotte Bobcats, and he will be joining Danny Granger going to the Miami Heat. So with our poll question tonight, where is LeBron James going to end up? Is he going to go back to Cleveland? I mean, they got a new coach there that's got some international experience. They got Kyrie Irving. They got Andrew Wiggins, who was the first pick of the NBA draft a couple weeks ago. Interesting to see if maybe LeBron will go back home. So let's hear your thoughts as viewers. Where do you think these guys will end up? Gordon Hayward, is he going to stay here with the Jazz? Is he going to maybe? I heard that he visited with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it sounds like the Cleveland Cavaliers are hustling too to try to put a nice little package together.
Now, how do you think LeBron would be accepted when he went back to Cleveland? Because I know when he departed, they were
burning jerseys, they were burning signs, they were upset. It's amazing how fans feel when they change a jersey. And I understand it. I get it. I mean, you know what? The fans, they pay good money. They got season tickets. They've got the posters. They've got the jerseys. I think they'll accept him. I think they'll be like, you know what? He's from here. Yeah, he went away. I mean, how can you not like a guy that's basically from your hometown, who's probably the greatest player in the world, and he was in the NBA Finals the last 4 years? I think they would have open arms. Now, it'll be a little bit sensitive, but then the first game of the season when he comes down and gets 35 for him, I think they'll forget he was gone for 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we love LeBron. I don't blame him. Hey, and LeBron's going to do what's best for him.
Yep.
It's just amazing because back in the day, in the 80s, players didn't align as much as what you see right now, the superstars aligning to try to win. But you got to look, too, the Celtics, when they had Larry Bird, they were trying to beat the Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson with Kareem. But you kind of had a big three back in that day, too. You had McHale, you had Bird, you had Robert Parrish. The Lakers at the time, you had James Worthy, you had Magic Johnson, you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So they had their big threes then. It just wasn't talked about because social media blows everything up so much now. So how we doing with Coach Vando back there, Bob?
1 second.
Okay. All right. And again, there's more free agent news that's going on, and meetings are being set. I'm hearing Chris Bosh is making plans to go visit with the Houston Rockets. That's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Melo, everybody's talking about Carmelo Anthony too. He was out with the LA Lakers last week. I know Kobe would probably have open arms to have a good score with them. Also here, Isaiah Thomas is maybe leaning towards leaving Sacramento and talking with the LA Lakers. Interesting. Then your Clippers. What are the Clippers going to do? Because I heard the Clippers were also interested in LeBron James. Could you imagine that group?
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable. Well, I know you got the phone ringing there for Coach Vando, and hopefully we'll get an answer for him and get him on the show.
Hello, is this Coach Vando?
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, this is Bob Fitzgerald.
Hello?
Media. Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Coach?
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. I had my mic turned off. It's one of those nights, Coach. Hey, I've got Coach Fields on the line here. I'd like to talk to him if that's okay.
Oh, yes.
All right, take it away, Scott.
Coach Vando, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thank you very much, Coach Fields. I really appreciate, man.
Oh, you know what? We had you on the show a few weeks ago when my son, signed his letter of intent to go to USU, and he's been thrilled ever since. He's working hard in the gym. But, Coach, I wanted to get you on the show because, you have a wealth of experience and knowledge and expertise that I think not only our national viewers, but also our international viewers can appreciate. You're one of the few international coaches who have come over to be a head coach at the collegiate level here in the United States, because I think you had about 13 years of coaching experience internationally, correct?
Yeah, Coach, I'm very blessed. Like you said, as an international coach, have that opportunity to coach here in America. It's fantastic. When we're talking about soccer, and I see you talk, about soccer too, like, we in theory, Brazil is considered one of the best.
Yeah.
But when you talk about basketball, you have no other, thing like, you guys have the best basketball in the world, in period. I'm very blessed to be here and coach, basketball in America. It's very, it's huge.
Well, you know what? You've already put a print on that USU program. Let's go back into your journey. Before you came to USU, talk about some of the players and big name players that you worked with in Brazil before ever coming here to the United States to coach as an assistant coach at USU.
Well, I think the most the people in Utah know. I think it's Rafael Araújo.
Yes.
That he plays for BYU, and then got drafted by the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
And played 1 year for the Utah Jazz.
That's right.
My relationship with him, I discovered him and I trained him since he was like 15 years old, and then when he completed 19. I sent him to a junior college in Arizona, and then after that he played for BYU and then made the NBA. I also coached a little bit Nene from Washington Wizard.
Uh-huh.
A little bit Leandro Barbosa, who played in the NBA. I coached another player, that's not famous here in America, but he plays for Barcelona. He's the starting point guard. His name is Felipe Huertas.
Uh-huh.
Marcelo Huertas. And he's one of the top, players in Europe right now. I coached him since he was 12 until 16, 17 years old. I'm, like I said, I'm blessed with very, a lot of talent too, and I work with a lot of, good coaches too, and I came over here because the former head coach that I'm here right now, he's supposed to play professionally for me in Brazil,
Uh-huh.
and he played with Araújo at the Arizona junior college. So when I came to U.S. to visit Araújo that time, I met this guy, and he was a player. And after that, he, like I said, he's supposed to play professionally for me in Brazil. And then when Araújo got traded to the Utah Jazz, I see, I see this guy again. And that time, he just got, the job here where I'm at right now.
Uh-huh.
In that time, he asked me to come to America and help his pro program because he was a young coach, and I that was my dream, come to America and coach over here. So I accepted, this challenge. Came over here and stay 2 years as his assistant, and we got lucky. We finished third in the nation, in 2010, and after that, it's history.
That's right. That's right. Well, Coach, what I want to talk about and educate and build awareness to how strong the basketball really is in Latin America. Last year, when I was the head coach of the professional team Guados de Lara there in Venezuela, we were able to play some of the club teams out of Brazil, and that is quality basketball. I mean, you mentioned Nene. Of course, Nene had some great years with the Denver Nuggets, and as you said, he's now with Washington. I mean, these guys are physically strong. They space the floor very, very well. It's a great league down there, and I don't think Brazil gets the recognition that they need. Of course, I understand, Brazil and their soccer that is the sport in Brazil. And, it's a shame that they had tough luck at the World Cup. Didn't quite make it as far as what they wanted to. But yet to be the host nation, what a great job the country has done in taking the world with soccer. But the basketball there, Coach, it is strong. And I can remember our team, playing against those Brazilian teams. They were awfully good because everybody knew and understood the game. They understood their roles. They were grown men that went extremely hard. And there were some young players coming up that I'm sure you have your finger on the pulse that you can help provide them opportunities to come here and play in the States to maybe be like another Araujo.
Yeah, Coach. We are very fortunate, over there in Brazil. We produce a lot of big men in the last maybe 10 years.
Sure.
If you see some players who played in NBA Araujo, Nene, Thiago Splitter, Faverani, some big guys came from Brazil. Now we have the last kid that got drafted by the Toronto Raptors on the number 20, Bruno Caboclo.
Yes.
I almost I recruited him 2 years ago, but when by the time that I talked to him to come over here and play for me, some agent came before me and he signed with the guy.
Yeah.
So I lost him by 1 day. So.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah,
great. But that young man's talented. He's good.
Yeah, the kid is really, really, really good. They compare him as just like a Kevin Durant type, a really huge, big span. The kid, I think 3 more years, he's gonna be real good.
Yeah.
Right now he needs to get mature. He needs to play a lot, but he have all the talent. I think Raptors got drafted a really good kid, and besides that, the other kid who got drafted last year, a big man too. He got drafted from Atlanta Hawks, and they traded this kid to the Raptors too. That's another big guy.
Yeah.
But like you said, we are very fortunate to have big guys, and it's a blast for us over there. And all these guys who cannot play soccer.
Yeah.
They start playing basketball.
Yeah.
Right now, our league, it's in South America. It's one of the top league in South America right now. Last year in Brazil, we had the first official NBA game over there.
Yeah.
And then the upcoming season, the team who won our league over there, they're coming to U.S. and gonna play 3 games against NBA teams. So this is gonna be the first time that a Brazilian team was invited to come to America and play against the NBA guys in pre-season. Our league is growing over there. Right now, Thiago Splitter got NBA title with San Antonio Spurs. This gave us, a lot of attention on the media over there.
Yeah.
Like I said, right now the league is getting more professional. The teams are got more, professional.
Yeah.
We have some really good Americans going over there and play in our league.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of factors that turning basketball in Brazil right now very attractive to some sponsors to come and put money in basketball over there.
Sure. Well, you know what? When I saw the biggest boom in growth, when the Argentina team was playing so competitively in the World Championships, Manu Ginobili and that group, Luis Scola, but you were seeing Brazil competing right with them and maybe being a player away of knocking them off. And so that's why you're seeing that growth of the Brazilian players. And like you said, there's starting to be more sponsorship into the league. There's more awareness of the league. Nene, I think, helped bring even more growth to the league. But to see Thiago Splitter, win that championship with the Spurs and how well the Spurs played, the best NBA franchises now have great international scouting, and if they're not doing their homework on those Latin American countries, they're going to lose out on a player, and they're probably going to lose their job to somebody who's out hustling them and knowing that there's a great player, with great skill sets that, I heard, our player just drafted, I believe, number 20 there from Brazil. I believe he's going to play in the NBA Summer League down in Vegas next week.
Yeah, yes, he will, and the kid's very humble, comes to a very, a poor family over there. The kid's really hungry. He wants to take that opportunity for sure. I know the kid since he was maybe 8 years old, and like I said, he's still a kid. He needs, get mature, playing in the high level, but he have all the tools to be a, an NBA player.
Yeah,
and like you said, one thing over there, FIBA basketball, you coaching on FIBA, it's more like a team concept. The guys understand the game, they share the ball, they know how to read what's going on the court, because we don't have the same athleticism that you guys have here in America.
Yeah.
You guys are bigger, stronger, more athletic. We have to, we don't have that, so we need to work on the fundamentals, team concept, needs to pass the ball, and that's because, since the young age, the kids know what they're doing on the court, they know what, how the game plays, and, but, that's the difference. I think, you coach at FIBA, you can tell that.
Sure.
But, you guys are, like I said, you guys compensate everything because you guys are super athletic.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know what? But I think that's probably why America has slipped down, because I think the emphasis on youth and development and skill development has slipped because we get so enthralled with the next contract or the next endorsement that we just rely on the athleticism. What I like about Latin America and some of the FIBA basketball is because the players are so cerebral. They're very coachable. They have great work ethics. And like you said, the young man who will be playing next week in Vegas, he's probably 2 or 3 years away, but he has a great skill set. As you said, he's very hungry. He's very coachable. And, as he gets mentally and physically stronger and he understands and adapts to the strength and physicality of the NBA game, it's just going to be, he'll be a better all-around player for that.
Yeah, I think so, Coach. I just one example. When I coached Nene over there, he was like a huge, he had the frame, okay, but he was not that strong and big, because we don't have the same kind of facilities that you guys have here in America.
Yeah.
So I remember him, when he told me, say, Coach, I'm going to United States. I'm going to try to go to the NBA draft. And I said, man, good luck, but you need a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then when he came over here, Coach, they transform his body
Yeah.
like amazingly.
Yeah.
Like most of these kids, like Bruno, he never been in a weight room. He never had like a weight, training or weighting program. Like when these kids come to America and they face all the nice facilities, coaches, strength and conditioning coach, they transform it, right in front of your eyes. It's like a, how can I say, like they transform like like 100%. That's the thing that we don't have it over there.
Sure.
So we have the talent, but when you guys bring these kids over here in America, they transform like it's like fast.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said though. It's just adding to the foundation that you guys have developed with them from a young age. So it's like you worked with them since they were 8 years old, so they have great fundamentals. They understand the game. They're very coachable, and then the only thing we've done is just kind of enhanced it with strength and conditioning and putting them on a nutrition program, but yet they still have that foundation of the solid footwork and how to use their body and how to bang, and next thing you know, you've got a complete player. But it takes coaches like yourself that have worked with those players and developed them and got them to a certain point to even make them interesting to come here. And I know you'll do the same thing with your USU program, and I'm sure you're using your international contacts to bring in a great recruiting class to be a competitive national program, for the country, for USU Eastern, correct?
Yes. Like I said, I came from, like FIBA basketball style. I'm trying, here in America, with my program, mix a little bit, FIBA in American style.
That's right.
Like I said, you guys are so athletic, but I try to mix with the team, like, put some concepts, like a team concepts, pass the ball, share, work on the fundamentals. And to my surprise, when I came over here, like some of the kids to come to the college, they're not that good, they're not that fundamentally sound.
That's right.
So
That's exactly right.
You have to teach them, how to rotate on defense, how to cover, some, rotation. They don't know some things that we working on, and because they don't have that, in the high school because they're so athletic. So they just give the ball to them, and then they go and score. But when you achieve, the college level, you have to have, some kind like, another type of coaching. And like I said, with my surprise, some of the kids, they don't have any clue what we're doing. So you have to teach them some kind of fundamental that they should be teach on high school.
Right.
But like I said, I'm trying to mix both and use their best, like from FIBA in America. And like, San Antonio Spurs, I think they do that. I talk with Thiago and I talk with a little bit with, his coaches over there. And most the people said, oh, it's a boring game, before this year. Oh, it's a boring, it's not like, a lot of slam dunk or one-on-one isolation. But in the last year, they proved that, when you move the ball fast, when you share the ball, it's beautiful, it's enjoy, it's fun to watch, and it's hard to guard.
That's right.
So
I think you and I are a lot alike, Coach, because you're like me. You're a purist. You love the fundamental aspects of the game, and you obviously are doing a great job of bringing the right players in that fit your philosophy, that make a competitive team, especially for that league, because the league that you're in is a strong league nationally.
Oh yes, the Region 18. It's when you face some like a powerhouse like CSI or Salt Lake, North Idaho. All these teams. We don't have, a easy night game,
right.
And besides that, we have a particularly, thing in our league, like we play 3 times against each other. So no other league do that. So it's really hard when you face your opponent. Like most of the time they're ranked in the top 10, like 3 times.
Yeah.
it's hard. But
that
like
makes
I said,
the players better.
I'm willing to be in a league like that. That you have to be prepared. You have to upgrade yourself every single game, every single day, and make you better. Than playing not in a good league that you're gonna win easy.
Yeah.
I prefer to stay in our league and in the last year we put a really good group of kids together. We were ranked number 11 in the nation again, maybe since 2010 we never been ranked. So I'm trying to put this program in the right path, in the right way. Work with the kids like that. You say feed in my pro program. I think we're me and my assistant, we're doing a great job. And like I said, we treat these kids with respect. We want them to improve, not just on but off the court too. And we teach them and prepare them to go to the next level. So most of the coaches, I don't know if you agree with that, but in the junior college, they just want to win because they don't have time to, because 2 years. So of course I want to win so bad.
Yeah.
But that's my responsibility to develop these kids to the next level.
Now,
so,
Coach, I agree with it.
I'm working hard
100%. I agree with it 100%. I was blessed a lot earlier in my career, where we coached at Chipola Junior College, where we were number 2 in the nation, and 9 of our guys signed Division I, scholarships. Players know when you're genuine, and you're a genuine guy, and you care about your players, and you want them to grow both as men on the court and off the court. And I think the players can sense that. They know when you don't really care about their needs. You're going to be firm with them. You're going to be fair with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why, like my son, why he was so attracted, because he liked your approach. He liked your personality. He liked your style and how to coach the game. I see great things on the horizon for USU. How is your recruiting class going this year? And what can the fans of Region 18 expect when they see USU this next year?
Well, I think we're doing, right now, so far. I think the kids that we have it right now, in my opinion, I think we are a little, maybe a little better than last year.
Good for you.
But you coach at Chipola. Like when you think that you were really good, and when you start the season, say, man, I'm really good. But we see the other teams in our conference. I said, man, I thought I was good. But you never know what the other teams come up with. But I really like it what I have it right now.
Good for you.
And like I said, I'm really excited for the next season. And one thing that you said that I totally agree. I think we are very similar with that. I like to have a relationship with players. When I coached back in Brazil, pros, and since today, some of my players like Nene or something like that. When I lost a game, they call me and say, hey coach, hang in there, man, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Or some people just Facebook me, a couple of my players say, hey coach, that's a great job, congratulations, keep up, the good work. I think this is priceless, coach. And I have an opportunity, like that team that when we finished third in the nation, I put one of that kid that playing that team. He's playing to a friend of mine in Brazil. So the kid who played for us, he's playing professionally now in Brazil. So that's the kind of thing that I like it, to do, keep in touch and care about, the person, not
That's
just
right.
the player.
That's right.
You're in the same way, and I think we are very similar on that. And in this life, coach, one time, I can be over here and be a national, winner, but in the next year, nobody gonna remember, if, oh, okay, who won the national title? They're not gonna remember after 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But the relationship that we make, through our journey, for me, that's the most important.
Coach, I get goosebumps hearing you say that, and I love that because you're so humble about it, and yet you're going to do it the right way. And I'm super excited to see how the Eagles are going to do this next year. I know you and your staff have worked extremely hard, to use your international contacts, to use your national contacts, to build the most competitive program that you can have. And I know that those kids that come through your program are going to be impacted because you're going to treat them and take care of them just like family.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And like I said, with Brandon Slee, when I see him the first time, and I said, oh, okay, maybe he's undersized, but when I saw him on the court, and the vision that he have, Coach, that he can pass, the ability that as a passer, I said, man, this kid's special. So in my philosophy, this kid's gonna be all right. So I liked him a lot, and then the one thing that I liked him, Coach, his personality, and he liked to smile. I liked him. So that you can see that kid, live for the game. He really passionate about basketball.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I said, man, this kid, he's special. I like him a lot.
Well, he's excited.
You did a great job on him, and I'm very excited to work with him. Like I said, I'm very excited with the kind of the kids, good kids that we put together, and I think we're gonna, like I said, the most important, Coach, they have to have fun.
Yeah.
They have to have pleasure. They have to have, they gotta have the desire to come to practice and play hard.
There you go.
Well, that's Coach, the thing that I try to develop on them, and through the years, I all the teams that I coach and I developed that, and that's the most important. The kids love the game. They want to be there. They want to practice, and they want to compete for you. If you achieve that, that if the kid wants, even as a professional, if the guy really have a desire to play for you, you halfway, good to succeed, I think.
That's right. Well, I know he's super excited. He knows that he has deficiencies and weaknesses in his game, but he's going to come down there and be an extremely hard worker for you. And my family's excited. So we're an extended family now, and I can't wait to watch you on the sideline and see everything that's going on. If there's anything that I can do to help you, please don't hesitate to call, because just like you, we're only as good as the people we surround ourselves with, and I think you're doing a great job with that program, Coach.
Well, I really appreciate that, and of course, we're going to talk a lot of basketball, Coach. Me and you, all year long.
You got it.
I guarantee that.
Well, I look forward to those conversations, and I know Brandon is in good hands, and this is the right step in his journey for his development, no matter where he goes, with his basketball career or, just growing as a man. We feel confident in his decision in playing in your program and being a part of what you're building there at USU Eastern.
Well, like I said, I'm very fortunate to have him in our family, fortunate to have you as his mentor. Like I said, I respect you a lot, and for sure we're going to have a lot of conversation. I'm going to try to do my best to develop him and prepare him to go to the next level. I can guarantee that for you. And I really appreciate, this time that you have, you give me the opportunity to talk with you and talking about myself, my program. I hope, we have success this year. And like I said, thank you so much, Coach. I have no words to say thank you.
You bet. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight, Coach. I know you're busy with recruiting and you've got camps going on and everything else, but thanks for being a part of the show. We'll be in touch soon, and I know Brandon's looking forward to packing his stuff up and coming on down to Price, Utah.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a nice, night, and congratulations for your show. Now, I'm agitated on that. Every Monday night, I turn my internet in. To be honest with you, I listen to you, listen to you every night now.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
So thank you. I'm looking forward to see you again face to face, and like I said, anything that you need from my end, please let me know. And I consider you like extended family too, and like I said, congratulations, because you're great.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm awful humbled, and I'm glad we can use this format to, promote the job and introduce the world, to coaches like yourself who do an outstanding job. So thanks so much for being a part of the show, Coach.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, buddy. You have a good evening.
Okay, you too.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bob, that was great.
Oh yeah.
That just to hear. I mean, he's passionate. He's humble. He's willing to grow and learn, and I do believe that he's going to bring in the right kind of kids that fit his philosophy and style, and they're going to be a competitive program for years to come as long as he stays there.
Yeah.
I think that program's in the right hands.
I think so too. It's interesting. A little Price, Utah, and just have that kind of quality program down there.
You bet. It's great for the kids. It's great for the communities. It's outstanding for kids to have that option to go be mentored and coached and developed by a guy with that type of experience and background. I mean, selfishly, I don't think Brandon could be in a better program for himself. I mean, we're blessed with that,
Yeah, and it's great. That region is a tough region.
Oh my goodness! I mean, Southern Idaho, they're always strong. You got Salt Lake, who won the national championship. You've got USU Eastern, who's nationally ranked in the top 10. That's what I'm saying. As a player, you want to be in an environment where every night it's that competitive, because that's going to, that's your measuring stick to see where you are as a player, for, to be recruited nationally. And what a great opportunity. And yeah, it may be just Little Price, Utah, but Little Price, Utah is doing something special down there at that program.
Yep, getting noticed, yeah.
You bet.
That's awesome.
You bet. Well, I'm equally as excited to have former player of mine, Doug Thomas, be a part of the show. Every player that I have, Bob, I'm just like Coach Vando. I believe in a family atmosphere. I give all the players nicknames, and I call Doug Thomas the Hammer. Because I would tell you what, that guy would dunk so hard in the games that it's like, oh my gosh, if someone tried to go up and tried to be a Tiago splitter and block a shot, it was probably going to break his hand or wrist on the rim, because Doug was going to come at him hard. And what a great guy and a great story. So I can't wait to get Doug on the show. So we'll take a quick break. We'll get Doug on the show, and let's continue to share this content globally.
All right, sounds great.
All right, let's do it.
Be back after a short break.
How about that? That's awesome.
Hey, is this Doug?
Yeah, that's it, Doug.
Doug, this is Bob Fitzgerald from Brave Haven Media. I've got Coach Scott Fields on the show here tonight, and I'd like to talk to you on the air if that's okay with you.
Oh, that's perfect.
All right, take it away, Coach.
Can I get a little volume there on
Yep.
that from him? Hammer,
Coach Phil, what's up, man?
my man, Doug Thomas. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I've just been waiting for to hear from you. I was just watching the show. I heard you
Okay.
laughing up. You know, I got kind of anxious because I knew I was next.
Hey, well, you don't have to be camera shy, big fella. It's me and
Uh,
you, buddy. I got your back.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, buddy. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm a huge fan of Doug Thomas. I'm a fan of your journey, your basketball journey, your growth as a person on and off the court. I was sharing with the viewers earlier, I had the pleasure of working with you last year in Venezuela with Guados de Lara, and what a work ethic that you brought to that team, and the professionalism, and how hard you worked in the weight room, how hard you would go in the gym, when it was with the high humidity and people were just dripping sweat. I swear you were dripping more sweat than anybody because how intense you are and how passionate you are and how you want to grow to earn that NBA roster spot once again for yourself, my man.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not to speak how hot it was already in the dome. So I mean, I felt like I needed 2 or 3 pair of practice shorts to practice in there. But I mean, I just knew the level of intensity that you wanted in practice, so I tried to put that on the court, and show the guys that what it takes to get to the highest levels. Even though it was challenges on and off the court, I just tried to be as professional with it as I can and just follow your lead to do that.
And you know what, Doug? You did it. You brought it. You stayed professional. There was a lot of things going on, behind the scenes that were out of your control, out of my control. And again, that's just part of FIBA basketball professionally. But the way you stayed positive and you stayed focused, on what your job was, what your role was, you didn't let any negativity deter you. You've continued that even off the court. I know this year you was able to be a part of the draft in the D League. Bakersfield Jam was able to pick you up, and you were able to provide services for them. And once again, you had a consistent season with Bakersfield that led you to other opportunities playing, in some ABA tournaments to try to help some teams win a national championship there, correct?
Yeah, out there in the North Dallas Vandos, we went to Shreveport for the ABA championships. We ended up losing to South Florida. I mean, it was a strong team, but I was just glad to have the opportunity to go try to put my name on the map in the D League and in the ABA at the same time.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, because you know what? You've never let the journey spoil the process. You work hard. It doesn't matter what opportunity comes your way. I'm speaking from firsthand experience, and I'm telling any coach professionally, whether it be in the NBA, D League, some of the top levels, FIBA, if you bring in Doug Thomas, you are not going to regret the character and the person, the work ethic that you have. I highly recommend you to any club that's ready to take their team or their franchise to the next level, because you bring that professionalism and work ethic day in and day out.
That's a pleasure to hear that from you. I mean, I know how hard and how passionate you are about basketball, so that's why I take it so highly. And I just try to work NBA style every day, because that's where I want to be at.
There you go.
So I know that I am capable and I'm that caliber of player. So I'm just looking for an opportunity. I'm just waiting for that chance to show it to whoever. And
Right.
I don't think they're going to have a choice but to sign me. They'll give me an opportunity because how hard I'm going to go for them, regardless if I'm the player they're looking for or not. I think they're going to have to give me a chance because of how hard I'm going to go every single play on defense and on offense. Even if I don't get the ball, I'm going to play defense.
Right.
I mean, that's just what I want to do. Defense wins championships to me. I mean, I won in the Big Ten. I won in Sweden. I won in JUCO. I mean, this defense wins championships, and that's the caliber of player I am. You bring me in, defense is going to be there, intensity all the time. So that's just the kind of guy that I am and I always will be as long as I'm playing.
Well, there's no doubt about that. I can remember picking up the phone and talking with a mutual friend, and I was telling him what I felt our team's needs were. And I asked the guy, I said, I need a guy who is a defender, who can, have versatility and, bang down on the block to maybe play some 5 in small minutes, but yet play some 4, but can defend the wing. And Doug, I'm going to tell you what, you exceeded my expectations because you had that versatility. You had enough foot speed and lateral movement where you could defend a 3, but yet you had the physical strength because you work so hard and take care of your body that you can bang a 4 or a 5 in minutes and rotation to give a big man a break. And, you've got a great mid-range game where you've got a nice, one dribble pull up. You can catch and shoot. I know you love that baseline jumper. And when you catch and square and go strong with that left hand, someone's about to get banged on.
Yeah, and, you summed it up, real nicely, but, it was a big thanks to you, too, as far as the mid-range game, because that's what you wanted me to work on to help Jack, I took that as a challenge to get my jumper as good as I can because they was going to have to play me honestly, and you helped me with that, then putting it on the ground 1 or 2 dribbles and showing me moves that I can do going to the basket. And it was just a pleasure, and it was, I wish we could have been there the whole time, and who knows what would have happened, but, stuff is working, whether we know it or not. I think we're going to end up on the same team again soon. I told you that before we left Venezuela. So, and I really do feel that. And I had a good chance to work out with Brandon and interview with his coach, and it was a joy to work out with Brandon. And that was something I had, it was an honor to do that. I know you appreciated it, and he did too. And Coach talked about his smile. He sure did do that a lot. He smiled the whole time we were in the weight. He did everything with pleasure, and he loved it. So.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your personal schedule because I know you've got your grind going on, and you're always taking care of yourself. And, Brandon said you guys got to work out. You guys hit the weight room together. And I said, B, how was it? He goes, man, Doug goes hard. He goes, I was sore for days.
Yeah, but he did everything, though. He did it all like he was, and the guys in the weight room were surprised. Like, how old is he? And he's like, man, I can't even lift that. And I was like, man, he about to be a freshman in college, man. He getting ready. And it was exciting watching him work, and I'm excited to see him play. I'm glad I got a chance to finally meet him. I followed him on Instagram. I saw he's a hard-working player, he's dedicated, and, with a guy like you behind him, I know he's going to end up being a great point guard for somebody.
Well, I appreciate. I'm humbled by your kind words, and it meant a lot to my wife and myself that you could pick him up and get him into the weight room because I know that he will absorb watching you because you were leading by example. And one thing he shared with me, he goes, man, he put his shoe down. He goes, it was as long as my thigh. He said he's big.
Yeah, I told him that's just a piece of the 40-inch vertical. That's like a flap, like the flap on the plane when they got to take off. That just helps me get in the air and float a little bit. So it's an advantage for me.
Well, hey, another thing that I want to promote about you, Doug. I know not a lot of people, have access to it, but I asked my producer if at some time during our interview, if we could go back and play the YouTube video where you break the world record, and I don't want to misrepresent this, so correct me if I'm wrong. I believe when you jumped up and touched that bell at the top of the backboard, how high was that jump, that world record jump that you had?
13 feet.
13 feet. Bob, 13 feet he went up and hit that bell.
It's amazing.
Well, he actually downloaded that video, and I don't know how this works. My producer, I believe he's going to play that video while you're on here live with us so that the viewers globally and nationally can see what you did on this jump. I'm going to kind of turn the show over to Bob for just a minute so he can play that video, and I'm just going to let the world and the nation enjoy watching you get off the floor and jump 13 feet, breaking that world record. So, Bob, I'm going to turn the show over to you for just a minute while we got Doug on the show.
All right, here we go. We're going to play that right now.
We're going to loop it for you, Hammer.
Okay.
Well, actually not loop it. I'm sorry, that's the wrong terminology. But I believe he's going to play the video so the viewers can watch that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of.
Is it on?
Yeah, I'm just cleaning up a few things here.
Okay. I think this is exciting, Doug. I want people to see it, and I think they're going to be in awe that a 6'9", 245-pound frame can get off the floor the way you did with that left hand and jump up and slap that bell.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. We're going to play it live right now.
All right.
Is it on?
Yeah. That was just, they just showed the jump where you went up and touched the bell that was at the top of the top of that. That is remarkable. You know, Coach was talking before we got you online about you dunking on these guys, and it's got to be on re-entry because you're up so high, man. I mean, has NASA contacted you? Because you got to be in orbit to make those kind of jumps.
Yeah, I really can't even say where it came from. It's just been natural the whole time playing basketball. It's just, I just like watching guys like LeBron James and Vince Carter and all those guys do it. Knowing I can do that too is just.
Well, I know this, Doug. There have been many times where you have, rattled the rims, and that's how you got the nickname Hammer, because when you're putting that thing down, 9 times out of 10, your elbow or elbows are above the rim, and your head is at the rim. And it's, a lot of people can, watch dunk contests in the NBA, but to see a 245-pound frame, basically a body like a LeBron James, put both elbows above the rim, I mean, it's a phenomenon. And you have that package. You've been blessed with that skill set and that athleticism, but you also have the work ethic that you bring to where, like you said, you picked up that mid-range game, because I can remember talking with you and I said, okay, let's think forward motion. I've got the NBA mentality, and I believe in developing players, and you took on that challenge to have that mid-range game, but I said, not only do you need a move, I said we need to work on a counter move for you so you have a 1-2 offensive punch that we can sell to NBA scouts so that they see what you bring to an NBA roster, correct?
Yeah. I think that was right before Telemundo's game we talked about that.
That's exactly right. And you took on that challenge, and that was one of the best team games that we had played all season. And I don't believe Jack Martinez played that game with us, and we were right into that game till the very end. And you and I, we've gone through some battles together, my friend, and it's been so much fun because you do work so hard, and it's a pleasure to have guys with that type of skill set that work as hard as you work.
I mean, I don't know why guys don't want to work hard. You should want to. So, I mean, it's a pleasure playing basketball, doing something we love to do. So I think you should work as hard as you can every day, on and off the court. So, I mean, it's a job on and off the court. Even if you're not during the season, it can be tougher in the summertime. So
right.
you just gotta stay professional with it all the time.
That's right. Well, hey, let's share another bonding experience that we had off the court together. I can remember one morning at about 9:30 in the morning, you and I were in adjoining rooms in the hospital getting IVs because we went to a barbecue and we ate some kind of beef, and that tore your and I's stomach up, and we were flat with IVs in us sitting in the hospital, and my IV got drained probably 20 minutes before yours, and you came in, and your stomach was just as bad as mine sitting in that hospital.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was. I mean, I remember even telling them, like, I don't really eat beef like that, but I guess I didn't want to be disrespectful, to all this good meat they brought in, so I could have just tasted it, but I ate it, and I mean, you was about as white as your socks, and then when I saw you, and I was like, oh, I'm hurting. I couldn't practice. I'm blacking out in practice, trying to figure out what's going on. And we, like you said, we both having a conversation from the hospital room, seeing how we doing.
Yeah. Well, I know this. You were on the other side of that curtain, and then the nurse comes over to me, and I don't think she realized that I knew Spanish, but I heard with her Spanish her conversation with the other nurse, and she was like, that man is so big over there, but he is good looking, and man, what a body. He says that all in Spanish, and I got a laugh out of it.
It's a crazy place, Venezuela. It is, but I'm just glad we survived that and we're able to, laugh about it now. But it wasn't funny when it was going on.
Oh, hey, when you were so doubled over, like you said, lightheaded and being that physically sick. But here's the thing: even though you were that sick, you refused to miss practice, and you still worked hard, even though you were running suicides and doing the hard defensive drills that we were doing. You never skipped a beat. You'd go over and drink water. I know you were in a lot of pain because it took a lot of energy for me just to be on the sideline and continue to lead, but to watch you doubled over in that much pain and to continue to work through that, and then the next morning we got IVs, I think that speaks to both of our character and how bad we wanted it for each other,
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you even told my other guys would tell me to sit down, and like that one time, I think I blacked out in practice, and I got up, and you guys were trying to get me to sit down, and next, you look up the next play, and I'm in practice.
Yeah.
And I think you were like, yo, sit down, but I wouldn't sit down because I think I wanted to be there, trying to be a leader to the guys. I was hoping they would, grab hold, and she's like, okay, he's serious about this.
Yeah.
So I was trying to fight through it. It's a job. You can't miss days. If you miss days, they'll replace you. So I didn't want to get replaced. I was just trying to do everything I could for the team, for you as a coach, for bringing me there. I didn't want to be, he's not healthy. So sick or not, I was going to practice. So I think one time y'all left me at the hotel, and I called a cab and came to practice.
Oh, when you were sick?
So, yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't think you were going to come and see, and then you took money out of your own pocket. You took your per diem, jumped in the cab, still got to practice, and you still warmed up and went through every drill right with everybody else. And I think Coach Baker and some of the other guys were like, "Oh my gosh, what is he doing?" I said, he's just being Doug. He's a pro.
Yeah, so it is what it is. You're gonna be sick. If I was in the NBA, FIBA, you're gonna have to fight through it. Michael Jordan, all the greats do it. So
that's right.
You gotta fight through it. Adversities, you can't fight through that. How you gonna make it through an 82-game season or whatever it is?
That's right. Well, Doug, let me ask you this. We are blessed here on this show, and it's been just a thrill to work with Bob. And we talk about empower and educate and grow. We try to help coaches be better coaches. We try to give content and share insight from professional players like yourself. What message would you give other players out there? And, because of your journey? You went junior college at Southeastern, then you played in the Big Ten at the University of Iowa. You've played multiple years in the NBA. I believe you did a little bit with the Phoenix Suns, San Antonio Spurs, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But what message do you have for other professional players out there, or maybe a guy coming out of college who's undrafted, trying to get in, to be a professional player, whether it be international or here in the States in the minor leagues? What message do you have passionately from your heart that you can share from your journey to help them with their travel?
I would just tell guys, never give up, keep going. And stay ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That's how I look at it, because as soon as you stop working hard, that other guy's not. And as soon as you're ready, as soon as you're not ready, that's when all those teams are going to start calling you, and you're not going to be ready. And what's going to happen? You're going to have to put your body in overdrive trying to get ready, and that's how you end up getting hurt. So I just tell guys, just stay ready. Don't quit. You're not a loser until you quit.
Yeah.
And that's what Steve Wofford told me, my coach at the University of Iowa. And,
another Indiana boy. You got to love it.
Yeah.
So, I got to keep it real for my Indiana boys.
Yeah, just never give up and just keep going, because if you keep going and you want it bad enough, it's going to happen. So, like you said, like I've been seeing what you saw, I've been reading The Secret. They said if you can see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand. So, it can happen. Just stay positive and never give up.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because, my wife is a huge advocate of putting it out to the universe 10 times. So she told me to give you the message, and of course we might as well do it right here live on the Coach Scott Field Show, that, hey, if you wanted it bad enough, Doug, you put it out to the universe 10 times and it will come to you, buddy. And I know with your work and your dedication and your determination, it's going to happen for you as soon as you put that out there to the universe. And because I know firsthand, I've witnessed it, I believe, if given the opportunity and when given the opportunity, you are going to maximize it and you're going to honor it and cherish it and work harder than anybody else to attain it, my man.
Man, I don't have no choice to. I mean, that's what I guess that my calling is to, keep going. And like Kevin Garnett said, he said it wasn't he was built this way.
Yeah.
It wasn't a chore. It's something he wanted.
Yeah.
He's built this way. He said he doesn't run sprints because he has to. He doesn't put up extra shots because he has to. He does it because he wants to be the best. So, I mean, that's my idol player, Kevin Garnett, always will be. And hopefully I can get a chance to get a game against him, on that big screen one day.
There you
before
go.
he retires.
Well, I agree with you. I do believe that hard work is just your DNA, and you're going to bring, that skill set and that work ethic and your determination to any franchise that is lucky enough to have you. And if there's a general manager out there in the NBA watching this, which, we've got a lot of viewership, my friend, what message do you have for an NBA general manager who could be watching this show right now? What message do you have for him, Doug?
Just give me a shot. I mean, I'm here. I mean, a hard worker. I mean, I'll do anything asked to the max and some if I can. I mean, won't be disappointed in giving me a shot. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but you learn from them. And I'm a coachable player. I learn quickly. I mean, and I'm just here. I'm a humble player, and I'm just looking for that opportunity and
well, I
waiting
love
humbly.
I love it, and it's a great message. I mean, there is no doubt you are hungry, and you are a walking testimony to perseverance. You've got a great story on and off the court. I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. I'm proud of you. I admire the man that you are on and off the court, and within your family, and with your kids, and with your girlfriend. I think it's a great story, and I believe in you, buddy. And I want the world to know it right now. I had nothing but great memories and a great experience, and I was a better coach for getting to work with a guy like yourself.
Yeah, I was looking forward to working with you, and I'm glad I got a chance to work with you. And like I said when we parted, I think we're gonna work together again. It's gonna be a joy and a pleasure, and something I think that I'm waiting for. So I guess we just spoke into the universe, and I guess just waiting for it to happen.
There you go. Well, I love it. Well, let me ask you this. You've played with a lot of different coaches, internationally, also, in the D League and, within the NBA, with some summer league action. What's some things that you took from me as a coach that maybe I taught it a different way or would teach it a different way, but what are some things that you took from me as a player being with many international coaches? What did you learn from me?
I mean, it's just you can't learn enough hard work. I mean, and that's what you try to teach every day, hard work. I mean, if you lose a drill, you're going to run. If you don't listen, you're going to run. If you don't come to practice, you're not going to play. You're not going to, you just got to be professional, and you're a real professional coach. So you try to teach you guys professionalism. That's my message from you. Like, you kind of taught me how to be professional on and off the court, how to deal with the management, and, whether it's playing time or hotel situations or money. I mean, you just taught me to be patient and be professional. And by me being professional, you'll be rewarded more than you know. So, I mean, regardless what happened to you with the situation, you stay professional. And now, look, you got your own show. I mean, who knew what was going to happen to you? I was looking for you to be an NBA D-League coach. So I was ready to play for you that season. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting it out to the universe myself right now. I do hope that the good Lord has it in His will that, we'll be on the sideline soon, continuing to develop players, and, whether it be on the D-League or an NBA bench or whatever path that we may have. I would be thrilled to to have the opportunity to work with you again, my friend, because if I get that break, I'll probably be ringing your phone, my man.
I'll be ready.
Well, Doug, I appreciate your time tonight. I want you to go spend time with your family and enjoy those times, with your kids and your girlfriend. And just know we're thinking of you. We're praying for you. And thanks so much for being a part of the Coach Scott Field Show, my man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You got it, my man. Well, listen, do you have any last comments that you want to share real quick before we part ways, my friend?
I'm always here, ready to be a guest whenever you need me, and hopefully I can come out to Utah and get some gym time with you, because I see how you got Brandon developed, and I'm always looking to get better. So,
well, I'll tell you
just
what.
Waiting for the opportunity.
Well, hey, I would look forward to that, but I gotta be honest. Brandon has done a lot of that on his own. He's a gym rat and he goes hard. So I'm super proud of him of where he's at with his development, and I look forward to the day that I can sit back and, like you said, play against KG on that big screen, because I know you deserve it, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, have a great night, and thanks again for being a part of the show.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You got it, my man. Have a good night.
You too.
There you
Wow.
go. Got to chop it up with the hammer.
Man, that was great.
Doug Thomas.
I wrote down two of the quotes that he used there.
Uh-huh.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Don't you love that?
That is awesome.
That's powerful.
And then the other one, if you can see it in your mind, you'll hold it in your hand.
Oh,
Just two great,
you bet.
tells you how his mind thinks and why he's so successful. And you look at that. I mean, here's a guy that can jump 13 feet. He can touch something 13 feet in the air.
Uh-huh.
And, he just has that positive work ethic and doesn't leave anything to chance. It's awesome to see that.
Bob, I'm gonna and honestly, I've been blessed that I've worked with a lot of great talent and a lot of guys that were blessed with a lot of ability. But Doug Thomas came. You hear guys, the cliche, they play with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. This guy embraces opportunity. This guy, it's almost like he dares you to say he can't do it, because he's going to work 3 times harder to prove that he can. He'll be the first one in the gym. He'll be the first one in the weight room. He'll be the last one in the gym and the last one to leave the weight room. And he doesn't go back to the hotel or to his room until he is completely physically exhausted. for all the viewers out there. So,
Yeah.
hey, that's our show for tonight, Monday, July 7th. The NBA Summer League is continuing. Again, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank myactivefaith.com, for their sportswear. Again, the whole mission statement, in Jesus' name I play. I'm just a firm believer in it. TeamJMP.com. John Madsen Performance, again, does a quality job with the athletes here in the Valley with their strength and conditioning and nutrition programs that he does. Got to thank you once again, Bob, for having Brave Haven Studios look so classy and elegant and, just first class all the way to be a part of the Brave Haven Studios and bravehaven.com. Get a hold of Bob, 801-738-8697. We still have sponsorship opportunities, ways to donate to the show, and I know you can share those things. Salon Dante, we got to thank them again. And also MetLife's Nick Fitzgerald as the financial advisor, 801-999-3773. Bob, real quick, again, they can contact us if they're interested in being a part of the show.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
want to, grow their company, correct?
Absolutely. You can contact us at that phone number there, the 801, 801-738-8697.
You got it.
Had a brain cramp there. I had to look at it. And then bravehaven at mac.com. Send us an email. We have, you can participate in a lot of different ways. We'd love to sponsor your product, sponsor your company, help it grow. And we offer a wide variety of services for your company to advertise it and help it grow in other ways too. So give us a call, and we'd love to help you.
And we're humbled to have that opportunity to help them grow with their marketing and then their business needs.
Yep.
Players can continue to contact me. I'm going to continue to have workouts the remainder of this week before I go off to do some NBA Summer League. Shaking hands and meeting people and watching players and, trying to help kids. But players can contact me at coachscottfields@gmail.com. I'm going to have a handful of kids working out with me. Jordan Loveridge hopefully is going to get into the gym, University of Utah player that we had here earlier in the year. He's going to come in. I'm really excited working with him. Of course, I'm excited to get my son in the gym. Of course, he's supposed to sit out for 5 days for having those wisdom teeth taken out, but you're still looking like D. Wade, but I'm proud of you, buddy. So again, we'll continue to have those opportunities, and I'm not sure next week for the format, but stay tuned through social media. So we might do a few little things down at the NBA Summer League, or we'll wait till we come back and continue the show and talk about all the things that have transpired in the meantime.
Yep, and I just want to apologize. We had a few glitches with some of the audio tonight, so apologize to the viewers. Thanks for sticking with us. And we're just grateful to have you part of the audience.
And again, I think you shared with me between the one break, you said there were 20 viewers from Russia that had signed up for tonight.
Yeah, we had 20 viewers from Russia tonight. And I was like, wow, where did that come from?
Russia.
But there they were. Thank you.
Thank you, Russia. We appreciate you. And again, it shows that, we have a global brand, a national and global brand, and we appreciate your viewership. We're going to sign off here for July 7th. Continue to watch those NBA Summer League games. You basketball fans out there, watch how hard these guys are competing and working for an opportunity. And, they're marketing themselves to see where they're going to be playing for an opportunity, whether it's FIBA, whether it's in the minor leagues here, in the D League, it could be ABA. There's an IBL here. There's so many quality leagues where players can hone their skills and market themselves to continue in their career. And I'm excited to see these guys get out there hungry and compete the way they do. So I look forward to being down in Vegas this next weekend and again, meeting with some people and watching these players, because again, I watch it for many different reasons, Bob. I like to watch these kids because if I do get an opportunity, what players fit my philosophy to come in to fill a certain role to help a franchise grow, whether it be FIBA or here in the D League or NBA. I watch it intently, and I'm taking notes, and I'm watching these guys. And so when maybe a general manager will call me from overseas and say, hey, who's a tweener, who's real close to being in the NBA but may not make it, I sit there and I've got a note, and, I enjoy as a coach watching all the intangibles, seeing what these kids bring, because I'm a detail guy. I enjoy seeing what they do. I watch their body language. I watch to see how they grow from game to game. You know, did they have a good first game? Were they consistent the second game and third game to do what they did the first game? Or if they had a bad game like Shabazz Napier, who was with Connecticut, who started off slow, he came back and responded well and got involved and controlled tempo quickly in the second game out there with the Miami Heat. And again, so I'm watching a lot of different things. And again, I continue to grow daily myself with my evaluations and my assessments, so that way when an NBA guy calls me, I can give them a detailed assessment as well with what I'm observing.
Yep.
So
That's awesome.
I've had fun with it. This is just a great time of year for me. So anyway, be looking on social media for the next Coach Scott Fields show. Hopefully we'll be with you real soon. And God bless you. Thank you for your viewership. And we'll be back with you real soon here at CoachScottFields.com. Thank you.